Bonjour everyone, welcome to the instant match reaction. 1-1 just against Villa there. Game came to life, I suppose, in the 84th minute. Had to at some point.
Couldn't have.
2 Newcastle centre-backs on the score sheet. Unfortunately, Clark at the wrong end, first of all, in the 86th minute, put Villa in the lead with an absolute fluky, freak show Friday night goal. You know, off the bar and in, off his knee, when just at the other end, Jacob Murphy had hit the bar. And then Captain Lascelles pulls out the mud again, just like he did against Wolves. Another bullet header to get another 1-1 draw. And I think Lascelles may just chuck him up top nowadays because he's much better at headering the ball and being up the other end than he is at defender.
Might as well.
You know, didn't want to, he gets a lot of stick for his defending, but I tell you what, at the other end,
instead of sticking Andy Carroll on in the last minute, just fucking high Lascelles up. High
Lascelles up, man. Swap rules. But that's partially what's wrong there. You mentioned Carroll coming on again. Well, he got 2 minutes this week instead of 20 seconds. So, you know, we're improving. We're getting there.
Getting there.
But the man who put the ball in for Lascelles, Jacob Murphy, absolutely unreal when he came off the bench. Influential. A couple of really good balls into the box. Some dangerous moments. One whipped across goal as well for Gale when he tries to be clever and does a little flick. Couldn't get on the end of it. I mentioned before, he hit the ball. Brucey's just running into the ground, man. I mean, why is the likes of Jacob Murphy not playing? And we've mentioned it with Matty Longstaff as well. Now you've got Shelby and Joyton, first teams on the team sheet every week it seems. And it's just beggars belief. Because Murphy comes off the bench and makes so much happen. Great crosses into the box. Pace, energy, getting in between the players, trying to make things happen. And Newcastle didn't come alive until they were getting beat. Why does it take you to go down to have a reaction to try and win the game? If we started the game with that energy and that desire, we might have actually went on to win the game. You know, if we had the motivation to try and win a football match instead of play for a bastard 0-0, we might actually get 3 points. Because these 3 winnable games have now passed us by, and we haven't won one of them. We've got 3 draws. You know, Wolves at home, West Brom away, Villa at home. These 3 winnable games before next week's cup final against Brighton. Yeah, and I'm not talking Papa John's like Sunderland. I'm talking relegation 6-pointer. You know, that's a huge game next week, and that one has got to be 3 points. Hopefully, the last minute equaliser gives them a boost and gives them a bit of confidence. But we've got to start coming out of games to actually try and win games, not just do Brucey's draw mantra, Brucey's let's not get beat mantra. Because I'm fucking fed up with it. We didn't try and do anything until right at the end, and then we do score and we do get something out of the game, but we're waiting to go behind. And it was unlucky. You know, Villa, I think that was their only chance, and they scored from it. And it was a freakish shown goal, but yeah, we'll let these things happen to us. You know, we've had a bit of bad luck there, but we're letting them happen. We should be coming out and trying to win games, and that's what's really fucking winding me up now, because these points, well, they won't know until the end of the season if that was a great point or 2 points dropped. You know what I mean?
Me and we're seeing it coming. We said it was either going to be a 1-1 or a 0-0. That a while ago probably would have been a decent result, to be fair, because Villa's had a very, very good season, but lately they haven't. They've had one, like now after this result, that's 1 win in 6. They've had Jack Grealish missing for the last few games. He's obviously been their key player, like for not even just this season, but for many years now. He's been missing. Thank God. Just neither team. It's just another boring game, similar to the West Brom game. Neither team really looked interested. Took until the 86th minute. A bit of a fluky, what looked like a winner for Villa. Like, I didn't think we'd get back into the game after that, conceding an 86th minute seemingly winner. Then Andy Carroll comes on like 2 minutes later, similar to the West Brom game, just trying to salvage something. A couple minutes from the end. There's no real hope, no desire, no will to win. Like when you're losing in the 94th minute, it looks decent to have pulled a point back out of it, but it's fucking not. And this is why Bruce keeps getting away with it. Like, he gets these points, late winners getting a point. It's not good enough. Like, why were absolutely shit for 86, 87 minutes, having to go 1-0 behind for something to happen, for a reaction, for Jake and Murphy to start playing unbelievable, to lump Carroll on just so we can get them high crosses in. It's not good enough, man. I'm just fucking so sick of watching Steve Bruce football. Like, any credit that the club gets tonight, whether it's Newcastle or it's Steve Bruce, it's undeserved. Like half of the players sometimes don't look fucking interested. John Joe Shelby the night was wank. Kraft's poor. Joelinton puts in a shift, but his end product's absolutely abysmal.
It is like, I mean, Owen's just put it in there, and I think that probably is right. It sounds about right. But regardless, Joelinton on the night must be the only striker in the world that doesn't want to shoot.
Yeah, I know.
He just doesn't. He just doesn't.
But
shoot.
he's not a striker, though. That's the thing. We need to stop acting as if he is, because he quite clearly isn't. As soon as he gets anywhere within 10 yards of goal, decent effort. Like, the goal's there, just like it was against West Brom. The goal's in plain sight, 8-10 yards out. Doesn't want to shoot. That's how you're nice on a striker. He's looking for the option. He had an opportunity in the first half there. He just waited and waited and waited for another option. Just like he did against West Brom, waited until Ryan Fraser was available to try and square it to him. He's just not a striker. Let's not fucking count him a striker, because he's absolutely not. If you were a striker, you'd shoot. You'd want to score goals. He isn't.
You don't even have to be a striker. That's like any footballer normally wants to shoot, doesn't it?
That's just the name of the game, isn't it? Like, how do you win games in this sport? You score goals. How do you score goals? You shoot on target. That's it. That is the game. That is football. That's the absolute basic fundamentals of football. You shoot, you score, you win.
Even Kraft's been having efforts lately. Like when Joelinton's playing 90 minutes every week, it's like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like you say, he did put in a decent shift tonight. He did win some good battles with Mings, but at the end of the day, he's still lacking there. He's still not putting that final ball in. He's still not having that shot. His decision making and his release of the ball is so poor, and it's so frustrating at times, man. But we were totally frustrating throughout, man. Totally frustrating throughout. And like I say, it's just this thing of playing for Jaws and Brucey playing for the 0-0s, and then shits his pants when we're going doing, and finally make some changes. Too little, too late. Maybe should be on sooner. Should be posing more of a threat. We came up against the Villa side that didn't look interested tonight. Didn't want to be there. Missing the key man. Didn't want to know. And we nearly gifted them the win, but we got the draw in the end. And time will tell whether it was a good draw or not.
Yeah, and you don't want to start making excuses like what Steve Bruce does. I don't want to try and sound like Steve Bruce here, but the referees were shit today. The decisions were absolutely. It's like they had a bet on Villa. It's like they wanted them to win. Like everything, like even Joelinton in the first 20 minutes, one could have been a penalty. One was certainly a free kick. Weren't given. They were given the benefit of the doubt time and time again. Like late on, they had they counter-attacked through Ollie Watkins. He was offside. Let it play on. Creating fouls. Given the game. Allowed to play on. Getting corners out of what shouldn't have been corners because it was either a foul or offside. Awful display from the referees today. Like we could have had more out of that if they were 50-50, if they were a little bit impartial. We could have had a little bit more out of that. But like that's just simple excuses, to be fair. Like we weren't good enough. We didn't deserve to win. That was a decent performance to some games we've played this season, but it was just another absolute Steve Bruce snooze fest.
Aye. It would have been harsh to lose, but we didn't create enough chances to claim that we should have won, really. And if that's right, what Jake's saying there, then I called it. Called it me preview. Called the 1-1, and I jokingly said, Bruce will say, hey, what's everyone complaining about? There's three games unbeaten now. A couple of points staying outside the relegation zone for now, anyways. Obviously, like I said, Fulham have got Man City. Fortunately, surely they don't get a result there because of how well Man City have been playing. So then you look at the Brighton and Burnley. We'll have to wait and see how they get on, but we'll be outside the relegation zone, you'd imagine, for now. Yeah, and then it comes to next week.
I don't know if that's done anything. Or maybe he's moved up to 15th with a point there. I don't know. Like with the live table, of course, obviously we played before everybody else. Oh no, we're still 16th. 16th, 28 points, 2 behind Burnley, 2 ahead of Brighton. Brighton and Fulham. Brighton and Fulham are both on 26 points. We're on 28.
Aye, and then I think it was. So it all comes down to next week. You know, we've got Brighton away. Look at the next 6 games here on the telly. Brighton away, Tottenham at home, Burnley away, West Ham at home, Liverpool away, and Arsenal at home. So you're looking there. Once you get past the next couple of games, it's going to be really tough. Like, so this is where we were looking at the likes of West Brom and Villa as the winnable games, the games where we had to get 3 points because we're not going to get anything off Tottenham or Arsenal or even Liverpool. You know, Liverpool will be beaten by Burnley, by Fulham this season, but we don't have that mentality. We won't go there to win, so I wouldn't even look at those games of trying to get anything. It's next week.
Burnley,
it's next week.
Brighton and Burnley. If we can't even get a point out of them, like, well, again, like if we scrape like a 1-1 and Brucey's like, good result that, mate. Like, it's fucking not. Like, we need to go to them and get 3 points, otherwise, like, what's the fucking point anymore?
Now Brucey will be playing. I'm telling you now, Brucey will be playing for a draw next week at Brighton. Be all right.
He'd be buzzing. 1-1 against Burnley. Both of them, Burnley and Brighton. I'd love it. Absolutely love it.
Right. Well, it is 2:16 a.m. here in Dubai, so I'm going to go to Kip. If you don't mind, get your comments in, everyone, what you thought of tonight's game. Subscribe to the Mike White Channel TV and enjoy yourself. See you later.